How you doing, everyone? My name is Victor Tovar. I'm a housing specialist with West Head. I work for our homeless population, New York City homeless population. The first time I went to prison, I was a 9-year-old kid. My mom's boyfriend used to abuse us, and there was this one day I remember I came home from school, and I come in the house and there was just fighting and arguing, and next thing I know I got punched in the face. I don't really remember much after that. I just remember waking up. It was dark already, and I heard my mom screaming and crying, and I go to the bathroom and my mom's just laying in a pool of blood in a tub, and there's pieces of what later on I found out to be a human being. My mom was pregnant, and he literally beat the baby out of her. I was done. I was tired. I couldn't no more. I was a 9-year-old child, and I just felt like I didn't want to live anymore. I couldn't live like that anymore. I went and got a bat, and I beat this guy up to the point where he wound up in a wheelchair. I got tried and sentenced as an aggravated juvenile. So I got sent away from 9 to 11 with 5 years of post-release supervision. That little bit of jail time set me off into a complete criminal lifestyle. I started using drugs very early. I started robbing people very early. I started selling drugs very early. I don't want to bore you out with too much ins and outs of jails and prisons, but I spent majority of my life behind someone else's walls, with someone else's rules, and not allowed to have keys of my own. In shelter, you have a big population of people that just came out of prisons. Our parole system is broke. We got our guys coming home, and they have apartments or they can live with family, and parole doesn't want them to. They get sent to shelter. It is a ploy that parole uses so that way they can visit multiple clients instead of one. But it also creates an environment of people feeling like they're doing a second bid. They're coming home from prison to come into a shelter where it's somewhat structured, same or similar. And now you have violence in these shelters where, you have staff being assaulted, you have other clients being assaulted. We need to create better options for our parolees. We need to create an environment where they can learn to succeed with the tools given. I work with homeless people now. I work in the homeless shelters, and I try to outreach to street homeless more than anybody, because I see a lot of people that remind me of myself at certain parts in my life, because I see the emptiness, I see the tiredness, I see the sadness, and I see the walls, I see them afraid to open up. I see that. Homelessness is something that can happen to anyone. We're all one paycheck, a couple of bills, a sickness, a pandemic away from being homeless. Homelessness does not determine who you are. It's just a situation in life. When you see someone on the train and they're asking for money, even if you don't want to give them $1, just give them a smile. That smile may change that person's life and that person's day. With that being said, let's be all kinder to each other. Let's be all better to each other. And let's not look down on each other. Let's just understand that someone is in a circumstance that maybe we don't understand, but it's their circumstance. It's not for us to understand, it's just for us to comprehend. Once again, Victor Tovar, man, housing specialist, trying to make life special, not only for myself, but for every and any person that I interact with. Because life is so beautiful. and it needs to be harnessed.